With this ad, we had no budget, no location, and no idea what we were going to shoot. Sometimes it's just better creating this way. In this video, we'll show you how we decided on the scenes we're going to shoot, how we lit them, and I guess how we put it all together. We had a rough idea what we're going to do, but not all the pieces to the puzzle. We worked with the team from 92 World to pull this ad together, and originally we had an idea that just wasn't working, so Kiel actually came up with the idea of using one of their tracks from their group, Planet Vegeta, in a cappella format to drive the narrative.
Oh, what if it starts with you? Rapping.
Just rapping a cappella.
Hey?
Yeah.
Rapping a cappella.
Yeah, just full acapella, no soundtrack.
This one? I need to hear it.
Hey, ride around in my old whip with the seat back with the green pass. Every song with the yellow top with that recycle, that same trash.
Now that we had something rough to work with, we decided to use Jazz's verse to guide the narrative, and we got him to lay down his vocals. Josh and I got to work to incorporate the pillars of what they do at 92 World, which is music, food, fitness, and community, into a rough previs video so that we knew that we were on the same page. Seeing as that we didn't really have locations or ideas of what we were going to shoot. We just knew that these pillars had to be in the video. Then we jumped onto camera prep, and we knew we wanted to pick up this loud probe lens because we had a shot in previs that we thought could link two scenes. We shot an example of this during previs, so then we had an idea of whether it was going to work, and then we just continued the rest of prep. We try to always do camera prep the day before, so we don't forget anything. It also helps us save time on the day, like pre-building this gimbal with the lens that we were going to shoot for the first scene that we thought we were going to shoot on the day. If you would like to know how we camera prep, let us know in the comments below, and we'll do a video on it. Cameras and stuff are here. Cameras.
Oh shit, yeah.
We bumped in at 8 AM and we were greeted with the fog.
No, keep the sandals on.
It wasn't exactly planned. So we knew we wanted to try to utilize this because it just looks so cool.
I didn't know you were coming. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
How are you guys?
Good. What's up, man? Oh, you're here too. Hey.
Told me we're shooting some studio. I'm out here better runs than the bastards.
We're gonna have like a tracking shot of the boys running, and I'm just gonna sit at the back of Gabe's car, and we're gonna film it from there.
Not something that I recommend and probably should do it the right way, but we just wanted to get a quick couple shots.
My knees look alright.
I get the money and it's right on cue. Keep the duffel bag.
How you feeling?
My coupe.
Once we had this first shot in the bag, we were throwing back ideas of where to shoot the first couple shots, and we had seen these power lines on our way in and we knew we wanted to shoot there, especially before the fog cleared because it just looked so epic. We shot this little group shot of them hanging out and grabbed different natural moments and bites before getting onto the power line shot. We only had one good take of the fog before it started to clear, but we just kept rolling takes till we got it right. There was not much light here. We just ended up adding a bounce for the close-up and we just walked it in as the gimbal got closer. We didn't end up using the fog take, even though it looked so cool. It just wasn't the perfect shot. We were pretty happy with how it turned out, which could have only happened if we were open to where scenes could play out. And I guess that's sort of the benefit of not having a strict idea and strict plan of what we're going to do. Then we on to the next scene.
What are we prepping for?
We're prepping the second scene. I think it's the studio home scene. As you can see, the lights are set up outside. And then these guys are just planning either burger or cookie shop. Which one? We'll never know. Bye!
It was time to shoot the studio scene in their bedroom. And now that we finally had something we can light, let's break down what we have going on here. We pushed a 1200D through the window and we used it to key the subject. Mainly because the probe lens needed quite a lot of light, especially because it shoots at f14. We got the main part of the beam to hit their body and we added this f22 inside to help key our subject. We used a wall spreader to attach the light overhead because we didn't have space to put a light stand for a junior boom. First up, we wanted to nail this gimbal shot, which was the probe lens that pulled out to reveal that we were in the next space, which we actually paired up with this shot of Jazz in the kitchen. And that was how we were going to transition from one space to another. And we were pretty happy with how this turned out in post. I feel like the idea closely matched what we expected. Once we nailed that, we just let the boys do their thing, as if they were in a studio session, and let them vibe out and just captured moments. We also grabbed a transition shot out of the studio that we'll show you how we incorporated a little bit later.
Andrew. Doesn't have his mic on.
On to setting up for our next scene in the kitchen. We actually had no idea what the kitchen looked like, so we were just looking for the best location to shoot this. We decided to shoot on this table with their gas burner because it made it easy to create our match cuts. This sequence was mostly one light at 1200D through a window, and we just tried to push it through the leaves outside and found somewhere in the dappled light to put our setup. Now we actually ended up adding this small little MC light to just give this shot a little kick as well. But for the most part, it was just one light and just trying to see where it landed. This last scene was funny as to film. We were just finding the direction and blocking for this as we played out the scene.
You want to practice?
Do you want to practice?
Yeah, practice one. One more. We're running out of props here.
We actually ended up shooting this shot the wrong way, so we had to flip it in post to match the studio shot that this matches up with, but you can barely tell.
B-roll inserts. The same thing.
Well, then onto the lounge room scene, and this is a little trick that we use to get organic moments. We let everyone know the general tone and what we're going for, and just let it all unfold. This is something that we do all the time, and this is how essentially you can create moments from nothing just by letting it unfold on camera. We walked down to the local shops to grab lunch and captured all of this as well. The reason they have this organic feel is because they are. We are just a fly on the wall, capturing all these different moments and letting them unfold.
I have seen a lady pull up here once on her little thing, but stopped by crashing into the wall and then got out to buy alcohol and get back inside.
Once we got down to this whole scene, we knew we wanted to follow through that symmetry that we've played out in quite a lot of the other takes, and we just had them do their pre, which is like this prayer circle. We found a composition we were happy with and let it roll like all the other takes. We also had this tube light on standby to key some of these scenes as they were just talking naturally, and we actually ended up using some of the sound bites from this little moment.
Like, we know why we're here, you know, like we've been through the craziest story.
And we also use some of it as sound design, as you can see.
92 on me, ready? 1, 2, 3, 92!
Last up for this day was our final portrait of the whole crew at home to wrap up this day, which is also something that we didn't have planned. But that just goes to the theme of this video, making something out of nothing. It would have been nice if we had time to set up one more light here to add some more detail on the other side of the frame, but all in all, happy with where we landed. And like we did on the other shoot, we just hit a ball sesh after, and we actually ended up adding this to the ad.
So it's called previs.
We needed to get the final shot, which was a boxing scene, which we ended up shooting at our studio as we just put down new floors that same day. And because this was our transition from the studio, we also had to make sure it matched the movement from the previous shot. That way it made it feel seamless. And that's just matching the movement from one to the movement of the other. A quick simple mask in post, then it's done. Lighting for this, I ended up going for this hard spotlight look to hide all the construction material. We also used it as a backlight, so it would light up all this haze to create a beam of light around them. You can even see my son running around in the background in some of the takes. I knew I wanted to add something from the original track, so I showed Eddie an early draft to see if he had any ideas of what part of the stems we could utilize from the original track.
Oh!
Do you think anything from the stems could work with this?
The start of it. Because that's pretty much the whole song. That.
Yeah. Grade was pretty simple. I've been using this Film Unlimited grade from Juan Malara, sorry if I butchered that name, which we also use on our artistry series. I'll throw a link to that in the description below. I took a quick review with Josh and took our notes away and did the second pass before we delivered. So that's how we created something out of nothing. If you enjoyed this video, go check out the music video that we shot for them. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.